Welcome back to the Ice Palace at the West Edmonton Mall for coverage of Draw 15 of the 2022 Everest Curling Club Championship. Darren McEwen alongside three-time Canadian champion and world champion Rachel Homan in the booth. We have a dandy lined up for you tonight in the men's play. It is Quebec at 4-1 versus Ontario's 5-0. Rachel, we should have a really interesting game tonight here in Edmonton.
Absolutely. I'm excited to be here and excited to watch. The ice looks phenomenal, and the draw for hammer was outside edge of 12 to the button. So lots of curl, lots of amazing shots to come, I'm sure.
Yeah, it should be a good one as we watch some of the highlights of play here so far this week in Edmonton. We have men's and women's action, but tonight it is all the men finishing off their round robin. And we'll update you, too, on the women's playoff picture, which is set and ready to go for tomorrow morning. But the men's, there's still some work to do tonight, and we will start things off with what is going to be the top two teams right now in Pool A, Quebec. And to get things underway is the lead from the Buckingham Curling Club in Buckingham, Quebec, not far from where you're from, Rachel. Kevin Menard. Have you ever played at the Buckingham Curling Club? Two-seater.
I haven't, no.
It's one of my favorite curling clubs in the country. It's a cute curling club. Actually, the cash spiel that used to happen there in Buckingham in just outside Gatineau had some of the events that were held there at the two-seater.
I think my coach, Ryan Fry and Emma Miskey, were going to be practicing there this weekend, actually.
So we get a center guard. We are game on already here, these two teams. This is our first look this week at the live stream coverage of Team Ontario out of the Richmond Hill Curling Club in Richmond Hill, Ontario. And it's Trevor Talbot leading things off for Ontario.
Needs to curl.
Trevor with the draw around. Talk about the curl in the ice there, Rachel. That was well past that center guard and gets all the way to the center line.
Yeah, absolutely. We're going to have to get those guards really tight to the rings and make sure that we're able to promote those if we need to, and be able to kind of come around any guard that Ontario Quebec is throwing up there. So there'll be lots of great freezes to come, I'm sure.
Some of the rules for this event: 30 minutes thinking time for both teams. They get 2 timeouts here. It is 8 ends of play. We were just discussing if there's the no-tick rule. There isn't for this event, but some of the other rules, actually for qualification as a player. You may have heard of the name Greg Balston before because he's been to a Tim Hortons Brier a few years ago, but you can compete in this event if you have been to a Brier or Scotties in the last 5 years, but only one member of the team can do that. And the rest of the players, well, all the players are essentially club curlers here that have won their province or territory and the right to represent and wear the colors. So you could, Rachel, put in a team in this if you wanted to. You're going to need 3 other players from the Ottawa Curling Club that haven't been to a Scotties in the last 5 years. All
right. I might need to go to Twitter to find some players who want to play.
We see Trevor there asked to hit and remove both the stones in the house.
Yeah, good opportunity there for him to get that inside roll, but didn't quite curl up enough for him.
Our first look tonight at Marc-Antoine Biron, the second for Quebec.
Looking like it might be an open end this end.
Nose hit. We have, as mentioned, all other games on the ice, 5 sheets here at the Ice Palace tonight at the West Edmonton Mall. They are all men's games, and the playoff picture for the men's is shaping up to be almost complete, but there are a few games out here that do have consequences. We'll update you. You can also go to curling.ca/scoreboard and find the Everest Curling Club Championship there for the latest standings and scores on the other games.
Good.
It's looking like the winner of Alberta PEI is going to be in.
Yes, Alberta PEI winner gets in. They're on over on sheet A. So the host is looking to book their spot in the playoffs, which start tomorrow morning, bright and early. Boxing Day, Black Friday's early, but playoffs are also early, and it's a big day tomorrow here at the mall, obviously with the Black Friday, but how about 5 draws tomorrow here?
Yeah, it's a pretty amazing venue, whether you're a curling fan or not, and just coming for the Boxing Day sales. There's
Black Friday.
We're on Christmas now.
I blame me for that.
So Black Friday deals instead of Christmas deals.
Yeah.
They're not quite yet. But yeah, lots of people come in and watch, and hopefully maybe some people might sign up for curling.
Yeah, we've had a lot of people hanging over the second level, the first level as well, asking us, what's going on here, or how do they get involved in curling? What are the rules of curling? One woman shopper asked me what time Brad Gushu played. She saw Newfoundland on the scoreboard.
Way out there.
They asked him to be their 5th, but
yes.
he was busy.
He
was busy.
So Curtis Samoy with the come-around attempt.
Yeah, he's just killed it a bit, but too much.
It's fairly open there for a takeout here for Quebec.
Dan Deward with his first stone of the first end. Dan is a former Canadian mixed champion, and I know it breaks his heart to talk about this because that was the year that COVID canceled the mixed, and they were not able to actually go on to represent Canada at the World Championships that next year. Now, kind of as a bittersweet token, Quebec went back the next year, and a guy by the name of Jean-Michel Menard won the Nationals that year, a friend of Dan's and a friend of this team's, and went on to win the Worlds just a few weeks ago for Canada. And then Quebec also just 2 weeks ago won the mixed again, Felix Asselin skipping that team. So it has been a very exciting time to be a curler in Quebec right now.
Pretty strong field there.
Yeah.
It was a really nice hit and roll there. Makes it a little bit tricky here for Quebec.
Biron leaning on that, and they'll hit, and his stone will stay. Deward's stone will stay in the 12-foot. This Quebec team, Biron holds the broom for Jasmine, but throws second stones. Ontario with hammer in this first end.
Okay. Nice throw.
And Jordan Keon's stone will hit and stick.
Ontario with hammer here. They're happy for a blank in the opening end.
Control, that control. Control firm. A bit less. Yep. Okay, boys, good throw.
With Quebec's guard being so high in the beginning of the end, it's tough to hide with so much curl on this ice. So next end, I'm sure you'll see Quebec bring their guard in a little bit tighter.
Jasmine Guibault was the 2019 silver medalist in this event in Leduc, just down the road, so kind of familiar territory for him. Having another great week here at 4-1. He hits and rolls out on his first stone of the first end.
When they were in the Leduc, it was same facility as our Canada Cup, so it was fun to go over and watch some of those games, and I think vice versa, they were excited to come and watch some of the games of the Canada Cup.
Yeah, the club championship the last few years has had some pretty, we end up in some pretty unique places, fun places. Kelowna before that was a lot of fun. Miramichi, New Brunswick a few years ago as well.
It's just, I don't know why a couple of them haven't worked in there.
It is for many of them, they call it their, the highlight of their career. And for someone like Greg Balsden, who's been to a Tim Hortons Brier, he really wants to win this. He told me earlier today his goal was to make playoffs. They've done that, but his goal is to win this event. And they're here for that. As we see him with his first stone of the first end.
Opportunity here to bury one and maybe try and get that two. Really nice shot here.
And that looks buried to me. Good shot of it there.
Because it's so high in the house, it's definitely tough to access, and with all this extra curl in the ice, they can actually come right around that top 12, biting the 8-foot rock almost as a guard. So we'll see some pressure here on the skip to try and force Ontario. How's your French, Darren?
Not the greatest. I do find curling terms are a bit universal. I play with a francophone teammate.
Yeah.
So I've learned a few French curling words, but they're not all broadcast. That's usually what I miss. Guibault's final stone of the first end without hammer, facing one buried Ontario stone, looking to bury his own.
It's good.
Sweepers like the weight. Looks a little heavy.
Talbot leaning on that. That will slide a bit too far, and it will be a draw to the 8-foot or full 12 for Ontario to get their deuce to start the game.
Jordan.
Really a turn there after Quebec rolled out and allowed Ontario to play an offensive shot and try and get there too, put the pressure on Quebec, and turned out.
Did you guys touch that much?
Good opportunity here for Greg
You did, eh?
to get an opening two in the first end. The curler said the speed of the ice is fairly consistent, and they're really happy, especially there's a glass roof here, right? So
yeah,
we're kind of worried about sunlight, but thankfully this event's in November, and I don't think there's any sunlight in Canada for the whole month of November, so the ice has been really consistent, and this is a great shot here by Greg.
14-2 was the time, Rachel.
Awesome, 2 great draws in a row, and probably a little slower than normal ice, but probably because of all that extra swing.
So it's a 2 on the board for Ontario to start the first end. We're back inside the West Edmonton Mall. Some Pirates trying to steal here at the Ice Palace. As we get back underway, Ontario's up 2-0. Greg Balsden making 2 perfect ones to start.
Yeah, just one half shot from Quebec, and Ontario got a 2 in the first end. So Ontario with the lead here. They don't feel pressure to put any guards up yet, and over to Quebec to throw those guards.
Kevin Menard is an employee at the City of Gatineau, pension plan specialist. In fact, 3 of these 4 Quebec players all work in municipal jobs. The Ontario lead, Trevor Talbot. He was actually born in Edmonton.
Some home turf for him.
Yeah. It's the tuck delivery. He learned to curl
Must have been in Manitoba.
Yeah, he actually was born in Edmonton, lived here for a few years, and then moved to Winnipeg, where he picked up the tuck delivery.
I like this call by Jasmine. It's so much curl. I know the rock is overburied from his yellow guard, but if he can get there, his yellow guard is so tight that he can easily run that back and set up a 2 for himself.
Kevin Menard with a pretty famous curling name in Quebec. No relation to Jean-Michel Menard. We're talking to him before the game. He told us, though, if we wanted to say he was, he'd be okay with that.
Yeah.
So the Quebec team saying it's a little bit slower on that side of the sheet, and they got fooled there.
How's your French?
Better than yours,
Yes.
I think.
Half carry's good. I don't know how you keep it on that side that much. Could just do this again.
Just so much curl here that gonna have to go off the sheet for the broom on that left side of the sheet. So with that mistake from Quebec, this is kind of a no pressure draw here to try and line 2.
Line's good. Well then.
Curtis Samoy making his 4th appearance at the Canadian Championships. This one looks a little heavy.
Okay.
Got the right line there, but like you said, just a little bit too heavy. Still lying 2 though.
No side match. All time.
Ontario would be happy to get a force here.
Marc-Antoine is a civil engineer for the municipality of Chelsea. It's a small town in Quebec, just north of Gatineau.
They've got the best spa there.
They do. We've been there, you and I.
A couple times, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Ooh. Ooh la la.
Just over curled there on that double attempt.
Interesting story about Curtis Samoy. He actually met his wife at this event back in 2011.
No
she
way.
was working with the event that was the host that was putting it on. Wanted to mention she's back home in Toronto with their twin daughters, Nell and Perry. At that 2011 event, this team got silver medals for Ontario.
Stay close.
Looking to do one better here.
Yeah, both these teams former silver medalists.
Hard. Hard.
Wow, is that ever coming in?
Hard. Oh. Okay.
Just kiss the front one and roll into the rings.
Fairly good spot.
Come on.
Quebec looking to move a lot of granite here and open things up. They've got hammers, so they need access to the 4-foot, hopefully, to at least get their one. And if they can make a couple good ones here, maybe even try and get their 2. Made contact with a couple, but not on the right side, so still a bit of a log jam in the middle.
Jordan Keon, this is his 4th Canadian Curling Club Championships. He's played at 3 different positions. So he was 3rd this year in 2011 as well, and then he was skip in 2012, and he played 2nd in 2017.
Multi-tool player.
He is. Really helpful for your skip to have someone that's also skipped and played various positions.
Keep it going, keep it going. Nice shot. Beauty.
And Ontario now sitting 4 without Hammer, with 3 center guards of Quebec's up front.
We're trying to hit this a little bit low side and go yellow, yellow, yellow contact with that red one in the house that Ontario just threw.
Dan does not like that. It was a rocket, but a little outside. Dan works for cookie company, Vertman Cookies. He's handles sales for them.
Right here.
Get him some cookies after the game, maybe. There's no shortage of snacks here in the West Edmonton Mall, so I don't need any more cookies this week.
There is literally a cookie store right beside us.
Yeah. And we have Tim Hortons, and yeah.
Line's good. Easy.
Jordan wanted to say hi to his wife, Katie. That's watching as well.
Curtis, you're in. I think you let it stop. Curtis. Yeah. Hard. Okay.
Lots of
Nice
pressure
shot.
here by the team from Richmond Hill now on Quebec.
Hopefully we can get a lot of granite to move here. Get the line a little bit better.
Oh, just missed the pile at the top of the...
Can you stop the next one? Sure. You like that again? Well, mine might curl a little more than yours.
Throwing it pretty hard there and looking like it's tough to catch rocks out there.
Yeah, the Quebec team is a really strong hitting team. I know they've had a couple misses here, but that has been their forte this week. A lot of peels. Once they get ahead, they are hard to catch up to because they are a strong team for hitting and peeling rocks. Here, a good crowd here tonight at the West Edmonton Mall.
Who's got the long hair, man?
Greg's cleaning some debris off the ice. I haven't seen very many picks at all this week, but something there in the hack.
Good thing you caught it.
My first one pick last hit. All right. Smooth.
He's fun to watch, Greg. He's very animated. He's loves being out here.
We're already entertained by the second end.
Yeah. And the Quebec team as well. Should be a good game tonight.
Over curling.
Just looking to guard those yellows in the middle to make those run backs a bit more challenging. The Quebec skip coming up.
Good.
That was just over. Greg was telling us before the game he recently took on a new job at the Cricket Club in Toronto, working in the curling club there. I think he was saying he was doing ice there. Said?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of learning how to maintain ice. He hasn't done an install yet, but looking to kind of get his certification and get involved into making curling ice. And I'm sure a lot of what he's learned this year already has helped him here this week.
Is that something you would ever want to do? Learn to make curling ice?
Oof. That's a tough job.
Yeah. Your reputation is like on the line every night, right? Like,
Yeah, and sometimes to elements that are out of your control. I know that a lot, and have a lot of respect for ice makers and what they do. It's phenomenal what they're able to do over such a long period of time and different arenas, different venues. And you never really know what you're getting until you show up.
Yeah.
And I know in Beijing they had water issues and had to get water trucked in, and so that would be a whole other beast to even get proper water to be able to make the ice. So I know that there can be a lot of challenging conditions.
that's a tough one there for Jasmine.
Yeah, they struggled all end with that side. I don't think anyone's made it around clear from the guards.
Same on the other side.
Seems to be moving quite a bit, and
Leave him
might have
that.
to stand on that foam to make it around.
Talking about the ice here, it has been fantastic. I know we have a glass roof, and a lot of people, before the event began, wondered, but we talked about we don't get a lot of sunlight, but it has been fantastic. Greg Alaska and his team here at the Ice Palace for this event. Greg does a lot of the ice that you curl on, so we are very fortunate this, the Canadian Curling Club Championship, to have Greg doing ice for it, because I don't think we've had him working in any of the other facilities, and he's done such a good job. His team, a lot of volunteers as well.
I'm thinking
He's got so much experience, and just phenomenal that he's here making the ice for all these teams out here. It's such great conditions. And
this side.
a crazy amount of curl. I got to talk to him to get some extra curl for our events. This is awesome.
Yeah,
He's doing a great job.
it's another element that Everest has with this event that makes this event feel for the curlers that this is, the championship for them. There's so many things about it that match the events that you go to, Rachel. And I think you were kind of odd when you walked in here that it feels like we are at the Tim Hortons Briar and the Scotties Tournament of Hearts with everything that's about this event. Maybe the mall's a bit different, but that's just a cool factor that these players get to experience.
Yeah, it's amazing. The facility and just everything they've put together here is world class, and it really doesn't feel much different from walking out from the Scotties or Worlds. It's same setup, same number of sheets, and some cool electronic scoreboards, and we've got everything here.
We saw Greg Balzing get fooled on that side of the sheet, just like Jasmine Guibault in his first. So a lot of pressure, though, in his last rock here to come. Jasmine's the general manager of the city of Thurso. He's in change management, and he wants to change the situation here, facing 4, down 2 on the tricky side. Would you ever play the other turn on this one, Rachel? Or
I was thinking about it. They've made quite a few on the other side and have seen them. It's not like would have to throw blind. Ontario's made 3 draws around that side. And
nothing to it yet by Deward and Menard.
He did just throw this side, so he should have been able to make a good guess here. It's coming in. It's looking pretty close here.
Deward leaning on that. Menard jumping in as well. How far are they going to take this? Cut him down to 1. That's a pretty darn good shot. Facing 4.
I think you call that a win.
Yeah, steal of 1 for Ontario, and it's 3-0 after 2 ends. We'll be back from the 2022 Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. One of the many side streets, if you will, of the West Edmonton Mall. I've seen about half of it and been here all week, haven't left the building. Welcome back to the 2022 Everest Curling Club Championships. Darren McEwen alongside Rachel Holman. And Rachel, Ontario is on fire to start this one, but a great draw there by Jasmine Guibault in the last rock to cut them down.
Absolutely. That was a more challenging side of the sheet that they struggled with all end, and he really went to school there and figured out how to make his last one. And that's why he gets paid all the big bucks.
Those skips do, don't they?
Yeah. up 3 for Ontario, so they're trying to get this one in the rings. And good scrub by Keon and Greg Balsden. Skip and he can sweep.
Well, I should point out Greg was the winning second at the Canadian Mixed Curling Championship a few years ago. Gold medalist there. So he can sweep, although he said he did help out with some of the skipping on that team, he'll say. It was Corey Hegestead was the skip.
Really hard, buddy, really hard. Hard to get over.
And that one will not get over.
Quebec struggling a little bit with draw weight, but hopefully they can figure that out in a hurry. And they're played well all week, and I'm sure they'll figure that out really quick.
Line's good. You got lots of room. Switch.
This Ontario team, as we mentioned, came into tonight's game 5-0, and they started the event with wins over New Brunswick, and that's Jeff Lacey's team, who that was a 7-2 win. Then they went on to rhyme off wins against Newfoundland, Northwest Territories, British Columbia, and in the draw earlier against the Yukon 13-2. So they have not missed a beat here so far in Edmonton. Nice double there by the lead. Not often you're called upon to make doubles as a lead, I can say.
A little bit surprising that they chose to hit there instead of using the free guard zone there to be able to get a guard up that Ontario couldn't hit. So I think Ontario was pretty happy there to see them call the double, and Ontario's happy with the blank here.
Now, if you're a fan of British Columbia, you may have peeking over there at that scoreboard you saw on the screen. That's a pretty important game for BC. We'll keep you updated on the other scores that are happening tonight. But a win by the British Columbia men's rink would put them into the playoffs. A loss would complicate things. They'd be in a bit of a head-to-head tiebreaker situation. But you can find all the scores at curling.ca/scoreboard. But you can see there they are up 5-0 right now in Yukon early on.
I just like peeling it. Screw this one. Allowed to say that?
Both these teams are into the playoffs, which begin tomorrow here in Edmonton. But seeding does matter. Top seed in your pool, which this game can determine, would play the 4th seed from the other pool.
Should be pretty.
We have all the women's draws that have ended here in Edmonton a little earlier this evening, and the playoff picture is set. We'll update you shortly on who's playing who and when you can catch that those games. As we see an open end here in the third end. So while we have a moment, Rachel, your team is off to a great start this season. You just fresh off a win in Red Deer this week.
Yeah, it was a great event. I forgot that Red Deer had 12 sheets. It's phenomenal. I don't know how they make the ice so quickly in between draws for that many sheets of ice. Amazing ice tech to be able to put that event on. It's great to have kind of men's and women's games. People could come out and watch a ton of really good curling. We had a lot of the top teams out there for Red Deer.
Yeah, we actually had Carrie Galusha's team from the north were at this event on the weekend watching before they headed back to the north, and a lot of curling this week in Alberta. There was the mixed doubles event just down the road in Leduc as well. But you guys have won, what, 3 spiels so far this year? 3 or 4?
Oh, clean.
3?
Clean.
This year.
This year?
Oh.
2.
2, okay. So.
And
But it's been a great start for the squad.
Yeah, for sure.
You can't sweep it.
We might
Oh,
have...
for Pete's sake.
Oh,
That's bullet straight. Jeez.
from one corner guard to the other there.
First miss this end by Ontario.
Why?
Good opportunity here for Quebec, and hopefully they can take advantage of a mistake by Ontario.
Dan and Jasmine have actually been curling together for 20 years as teammates. That's pretty impressive. Something you know quite well about
Yeah.
curling with someone for a long time.
They almost beat us. Emma and I have been curling together for 22 years, so barely beat them.
Nice shot.
Might be tricky line out here to guess as to what the hit's going to do. The intern on the same side was the side they struggled with and over curled everything. So it'll be interesting to see if they can make this yellow go away.
Yep.
Jordan Keon.
Yeah.
It's his second stone of the third end.
Hard, Trev. Hard. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Just gets by.
Whoa, way over.
Great sweep.
Nice.
No lack of curl on this side.
Replay here of it. Just by that corner guard.
Ontario looking to roll all the way to center if they could, so that it wasn't potential for Quebec to freeze onto. But, not sure if that picked or...
That's unfortunate.
Right here. Yeah, whatever. Yeah. Even if it hangs out on this side, it's fine.
So the teams at this year's Everest Curling Club Championship, they're not only competing on the ice, they're competing off the ice. It's tradition at this event to have an auction, but this year it's actually online. So there's some unique items that the teams contribute, and Curling Canada chips in as well as Everest.
Yep.
And the 3 teams with the highest funds raised in that online auction are going to win a team prize. And then they get a cash grant for their curling center to invest in the programs and initiatives that matter most to their curling community. So whether it be a junior program or something that needs upgrading around the club. Some of those auction items are going pretty hot right now. I think actually your jersey is in there as well as one of them. You have Tracy Fleury jersey is one of the contributions from the Ontario women. There's tickets to Briar, to Scotty packages in there. And you have until Friday at 7 p.m. Mountain to get in on that. You just go to curling.ca/auction. And this year it's new to be online. So we watch Greg come up a little shy of the rings here.
A little bit of a mistake here by Greg. It is pretty tight to the rings, so if, Jasmine's going to have to draw all the way back to create a lot of separation so that the run back is a little bit more challenging and might force Greg to make a precise freeze.
Talked about Ontario's 5-0 record. Quebec 4-1. They rhymed off 3 wins to open the event against Yukon, British Columbia, and Newfoundland and Labrador before dropping an 8-5 decision last night to New Brunswick, but they got back on track earlier today with an 8-2 win over the Northwest Territories. So, as we mentioned, this is a critical game for them. An Quebec win would put them in first place in tomorrow's playoffs. A loss would drop them as low as 3rd. They'd still be in the playoffs. Nothing to it by the sweepers right now.
It's looking close. Stay with that if I were their sweeper.
All right, blocking me out
Finished
a bit.
quite well there in the house.
Ontario here to electing to draw and freeze right to that yellow. Try and hold Quebec to 1.
Right on the button.
Got to be careful here. You don't want to bounce off and give Quebec a 2 right. Get them right back in the game.
Greg Balsden's final stone up 3, facing 1 Quebec counter in the 4-foot.
Whoa, for line, what for line? Think it's Trev. Whoa, room. It's got to be heavy.
Sweeper's working hard here to try and get shot rock.
Come a little short.
It's a great judge, but didn't quite get it there.
So a chance for Quebec to get right back in this. This is the turn we haven't seen, at least coming this way, too much this game.
So although it's a pretty big hole normally on ice with this much swing, he's worried it might over curl.
It does seem like it is louder in this building tonight. I don't know if it's the intensity of these games and getting closer to playoffs, or if it's the shoppers, or if it's there's a few more fans here tonight as well. But there is a bit of intensity that is ramped up here at the West Edmonton Mall, and Jasmine needs to block it out to get back in this game and get us 2. Got to get it by that top red. Oh, they'll kiss it, but is it enough?
Still get it there.
Got away with it, so it is 2 for Quebec, and the team from the Buckingham Curling Club are back in it with the 2 points, and it's 3-2. Ontario leads with Hammer. We'll be back from the 2022 Everest Canadian Curling Club Championships. Welcome to the beautiful West Edmonton Mall. We are at the Ice Palace for final round-robin draw action. Ontario taking on Quebec. Ontario's Greg Balsden will have Hammer, leading 3-2 as we play the 4th end. These are 8-end games, so they'll get a break after this one.
Line's good.
Ontario trying to come around here and
Line's good, easy, easy.
block off the center and
Yep.
get there first.
Okay.
Really
Nice
good
shot.
spot.
Updating you on the other games out there tonight. Manitoba, which for the men have already secured their spot in the playoffs from Pool B. They are tied 1-1 with Northern Ontario, also already in the playoffs. We mentioned already British Columbia has a 5-0 lead on the Yukon. And BC wins, they're in. And in the other action, it is New Brunswick leading 3-2 on Newfoundland, and Alberta playing Prince Edward Island. The winner of that game gets playoffs, and Alberta just stole 2, so it is 4-1 now for the host Alberta. And in our game, it's a 3-2 lead for the team from the Richmond Hill Curling Club.
Better start to this end for Quebec. Starting to field draw weight and find the lines. And
yeah, I believe the last stream game that Quebec had, they got off to a slow start and really turned things up after the 4th end. So might be able to see some of that tonight.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Sorry. No, sorry, I'm in your way. Okay.
a little heavy with that draw. Ontario was looking to freeze on top of the yellow. But as you can see, there's so much finish. They over-curled the rock they were trying to freeze to.
For sure slower on that side. Non, 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 non. Jack, c'est marqué 75 son drap à l'autre bout. C'est comme 8 max.
Were they saying, Rachel, did you catch that? It was slower on one of the sides. I believe they're talking the side they're playing here. A little bit slower.
Yeah, I think it's starting to get better though now that they've thrown so many rocks and don't have to throw as hard as they did in the previous end going this way. So we're seeing a few heavy here because it's getting better and better.
Just chops off.
Anything nose or the inside of this rock is pretty good, but obviously you have to look out for that tight guard. A little bit of a tricky line shot here for Samoy.
Right out of his hand, Greg calling for the sweep.
Looking like it's on that yellow.
Almost a nose on the yellow.
Oh, no.
Oh, boy.
So soft.
Greg referring to his release there. Maybe not his normal release, a little bit careful, and on this ice with the extra curl, it really takes your rock.
The Quebec skip asking the rest of the team to come on down for a little chat.
Yeah, quite a change in momentum and swing here with that miss.
Puis on lui donne le dos en avant. Si on est prise dessus, on va en mettre un autre. Ma deuxième idée, c'était de dire juste le little tab dessus. Pour garder l'angle plus haut.
I like that second call of his. Originally he was talking about freezing, but there would be a double on those top two. And if you can tap that, the double's not as easy, and promoting your yellow, hopefully close to that, as close as you can to that red. So rearranging that angle on the top two. Deciding with his first call, that freeze, and leaving Ontario that double on the top. They've thrown this draw a few times now, so they should be able to make a pretty good guess.
For many of these players, it is the first time they've played on arena ice. I would say for these two teams, at least the Quebec teams played a few times on arena surfaces in the Quebec area. So they're used to kind of that curl, but like you said, there's so much curl in this sheet, or these sheets out here.
Yeah, it's great to have this much curl because all the shots are available. Anything you can kind of think up or draw up, you can make out on this surface.
Look at this one.
What a great shot.
Wow.
Firm. What a phenomenal sweep there.
Dan Duard leaning on that broom, just getting by the top yellow and get some finish. And suddenly Ontario's playing chase.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Is that ever curling in?
Touch them all, Joe.
A little bit unlucky there by touching them all and killing his own in the process.
Good Toronto Blue Jays reference there for the team from Richmond Hill.
Okay. For me, I guess. Dominic Lewis. That's good. Just away. You.
So important to communicate the weight up the lineup. This is his first draw on this path, and leaning on his front end to help him throw the right weight here.
Another great shot by Quebec.
Definitely a good sweep to get it by. A little bit tough because it's behind the tee line, but definitely overburied.
Clean. Whoa, whoa. No.
Nothing yet for the sweep. This might find the hole once it connects. Not quite.
Good. That's fine.
That opened things up a bit for Ontario.
Got rid of one yellow.
At this point, Rachel, if you're Ontario, you're just hoping to score, right? after the last few shots, it's been all Quebec.
Slowly trying to open up that middle so that Jasmine has a... sorry, Greg will have a draw on his last to be able to score one.
Yeah. C'est tough. Patient, patient. Patient. Très là pour le moment. C'est Marc. Pas le choix, Marc. Pas le choix. Vas-y, Marc. Marc. Vas-y, Marc. Marc, tu l'as, Marc. Un, Marc. Marc. Un, Marc. Marc. Tu l'as. Un, Marc. Go, Marc.
Marc-Antoine being asked to lean on that one, and Dan with two nice throws there in this fourth end.
That's not a bad thing.
Really good. That ended up in a really good position, just kissing off of that top red rock, blocking the path to the middle and staying high in the house so that if Ontario elects to try and make a double, they're still lying to.
Okay.
Ontario's got a couple options here. I don't hate his call
What do you
of
like?
running that tight guard onto the one that Quebec just threw and opening up that middle.
If you stop.
If you can plant it there, you've got two rocks you can promote.
Yeah.
Kind of control the front of the house is important when you've got hammer. Playing shot
that,
would
then
also
we
be
got
better.
them on
I'm
both
sure he would like
sides.
to do that,
Yeah.
but trying to find a way in there looks tough right now.
I hear you. What do you like?
Running that top one, and you might even get the double on the top yellow, get lucky, and
Okay.
put some pressure right back on Quebec.
Well, Greg Balston with a
wasn't
bit
one
of a
of my
head scratcher there. He was trying to figure out which one to make the move on. A lot of granite. Be unfortunate to only get rid of one here.
Whoa. Whoa.
Jordan Keon's second stone of this fourth end.
Overlap it.
Oh, that's unfortunate. But
Okay.
like you said, as Red Rock stays in the top 12 foot.
Yeah, he's got control of the front of the house here, so could be worse.
Ça va lui, mais qu'il le fasse. Moi, je vais pas jouer là-dedans, tu sais. Ouais. We can just play the guard also, oui. Si on vient là, c'est peut-être pas méchant. C'est tough d'aller bloquer les deux bords, tu sais. Je pense qu'on va juste faire ça de même ici.
Yeah, tough to guard two, like Jasmine said. Both Reds are available to promote into the rings for shots, so electing to promote his own yellow here and over to Ontario to try and make a good one.
C'est difficile d'aller mettre le guard à la bonne place puis bloquer les deux, tu sais.
Ouais, on va aller bien large.
Ouais, mais peut-être que leur temps est plus facile.
Je pense que c'est ça le call, le petit tap. Là.
Ouais. OK.
Oui, il va sûrement jouer un petit tap sur son bord, mais avec le curl, c'est tough.
C'est tough, oui. Fait que sur ce bord-là, mettons, pour T-line, c'est 3-9-5.
Yeah.
C'est beaucoup de ballons, hein?
C'est ça, juste T-line.
C'est beaucoup de ballons, hein?
Just T-line weight is the call for weight, Rachel?
Yeah, just trying to tap it up, T-line back four. And looking to probably get to nose here
Back four!
with this rock.
Yep! Whoa! Yep!
The weight's good. Sweepers like it.
Just à ligne! Just à ligne!
Hoping to get the right line.
Yep! Yep!
Awfully close is really cutting in there.
What a great shot.
And Quebec is back to sitting 4 again.
Okay.
Not what you love as a skip.
No.
With a really good one here. Greg could lie shot
Back line.
after this end. It's
Yeah.
a good opportunity here for Ontario to try and make a good one. Band together as a team. This is a big team shot here.
And both these teams have played together for more than a decade
Yeah,
in some
getting the edge of
fashion,
12.
3 of the players at least. So
Yeah.
they know each other. They've faced, I'm sure, a lot of adversity at club level, at playdowns, things like that. And I'm sure they're
you gotta
leaning
throw
into
the
a
back
lot
line,
this
half
week
a
in
rock.
terms of like being down, being up, that sort of thing. It's just, you know
even?
what suits you or what where you thrive as a skip. But like you said, you never want to be facing 4 as a skip in any scenario. At least it's just his first. Greg's trying to change things here and play a tap on his first one with hammer.
Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, Curtis. Yeah, Curtis.
Thinking it's a little tight out of his hand. Trying to hold the line here.
Losing line, but they might be. Oh, took the other handle as well, or the other turn when it hit it. So Quebec's still line 2.
No, I'm.
That rock he just threw is a little bit higher now and a little bit tougher to get it to the 4 foot. So realistically, that middle red rock is probably the only tap for 1 for Ontario. Quebec looking to just guard that. Line 2.
On finit là. Fait que j'imagine que le coin 18 devrait être pas pire.
Talking about tapping, throwing that same shot in line 3.
Soyons patients, Max. C'est jusqu'à la fin qu'elle va y aller.
That's actually the ice for the guard.
Guarding the red bump.
Yeah, I think so.
Je pense, les gars,
Yeah,
c'est
yeah, oh, for sure.
moins que ça, Marc. Moins que ça un peu. OK.
2 options here, I think, are guarding that, which he just threw the tap, so probably the right call. He
OK.
put some pressure on Greg to hit that tougher red on the outside to promote it.
Sure.
Tougher to get full 4 on that outside red.
A lot of discussion, I think, about the ice here, what to take.
Un pied à côté de la ligne.
Oui.
Parce que c'est un pied moins de glace que mon shootout.
OK. Fait que, attends, je lancé combien sur l'autre?
Il y avait 8-7.
Fait que si je lance 4-0-4-10, c'est bon.
Ouais, 0-5.
4-0-5? OK, all yours, the boys.
I'm going to have to use that.
Jasmine Guibault with his first,
Halfway. Whoa.
excuse me,
All you.
second stone, final stone for him in this 4th end without hammer.
Soccer!
It's looking like the line is close. Need to curl it here.
Attention, zone!
Was
Don't
he going
get
to
too
set up?
close to it.
C'est entre les deux, c'est bon.
Oh,
That's fine.
Well,
did he take it away?
Might have set up that angle to tap it onto the yellow. I think that tap is still there. He needed to maybe freeze it to that red. Sweep it just a little bit more, and that separation between the yellow and the red allows him to promote that inside red rock.
If it had curled just
gotta hit
another
a high side
inch,
because he knows
probably
that
Yeah,
if
it
it
would've
hits
been
first, and
perfect.
it's just gonna kill it.
It's tough to take away both taps, but almost did.
Yeah, that draw through the hole's no picnic. Like, I like it.
So both skips so far in this game have had
I gotta
Some
give
big-
you a hair more weight.
some big
moving a
shots
little more granite.
required of them early
Just
on.
hit a high side with hack weight. I didn't get that one out there. I'll get this one out there.
Hear him say hack weight. Greg Balston, final stone of the fourth end, facing two
Curtis.
Quebec stones, leading by one.
Curtis.
Early, they need to get on it.
Greg didn't like it out of his hand.
Hard, Curtis! Hard, Curtis!
Looking close, though.
Hard!
Has he got it?
Whoa!
So.
What a shot by this skip from Ontario. It's a single
Thanks.
point. And Ontario will go up 4-2 at the break.
Nice
but a
sweep.
great end again by Quebec. And see Greg Balston, that's why they do pay him the big bucks, he said.
Pretty great sweep by his front end, though.
Yeah. We'll be back with the second half of this
I didn't think
men's
so.
final draw, the round robin of the 2022 Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship from the West Edmonton Mall.
The Curling Cares calendar is back for 2023. 25 curling athletes from 7 different nations are raising money for various charities. Support them by purchasing yours today at curlingcares.com.
I learned to curl when I was 13. I remember how excited I was to go to the club. It always felt special. Because of the game, because it was a place where it didn't matter your age or background. In small towns and in big. It's always the same feeling. The feeling that you're at the heart of a community. Because a curling club is a community. Where veterans, Olympians, Paralympians, and youth battle for glory, one weekend at a time. Curling always felt special to me. Because it is special.
In 1,000 curling clubs across this country, curling invites Canadians to connect and inspires communities to grow. Pride, community, growth. Let's grow together.
Curling teaches as much about life as it does about sport. Club, team, house, lead, rock. These are the words of our sport. Words we embody. Powerful words. Words that speak to everything we represent. Respect, togetherness, strength. Curling doesn't discriminate. The ice doesn't judge. It adapts. It accepts. Curling isn't a book to be judged by its cover. On these sheets, everyone is on the same page. It's what's on the inside that counts. We dream big. We play with heart. We focus on these circles and imagine podiums in far-off places. In a game of inches, every move counts. Are you ready to make yours? The support of the curling community makes it possible for thousands of kids across Canada to follow their dreams, on and off the ice. Please give generously.
Welcome back to the final round robin draw here at the 2022 Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. I'm Darren McEwen, joined tonight in the booth by three-time Scotties champion Rachel Holman. And Rachel, it has been a really seesaw battle here. Even though Ontario's up 2, they were facing a ton of pressure there by Quebec in that last end.
Yeah, absolutely. Greg Balston with a great last shot there to save the end for Ontario and maintain control of this game, getting that 2-point lead and in the 5th end here.
One of the things that some of these curlers have mentioned this week is that 5th end, it gets a little fast after the mop, but maybe a little overcompensating there by Ontario. Came up a little short. We have 4 other games in action tonight with playoff implications to some extent in all the games. Manitoba right now is with a good lead on Northern Ontario. There's 6-1 right now. Both those teams are in the playoffs. British Columbia continues to lead 6-3 on the Yukon. BC with a win tonight would secure their spot in the playoffs. On the sheet beside us, it is New Brunswick leading 6-2 on Newfoundland and Labrador.
Good.
Jeff Lacey out of New Brunswick is in the playoffs right now.
Okay.
And the winner on sheet A gets automatic spot right into the playoffs, and they are right now that would go to Alberta, who have a 6-1 lead on Prince Edward Island. And our game, as mentioned, a win for Ontario would put them in first place in their pool going into tomorrow's double knockout playoffs. A win for Quebec would give them first place in the double knockout playoffs, which start bright and early tomorrow, 8 a.m. The mall opens at 7 for Black Friday. It's going to be a zoo. And there's 5 draws of curling, all playoff action here at the West Edmonton Mall.
It's always fun to play in front of a ton of spectators, so I'm sure it'll be a lot of fun for the curlers. Really fun atmosphere here in the mall.
Yeah, this is, I mean, we are in curling country, you know, here in Edmonton, but there's still a lot of people that come through this mall, tourists and locals, that have not seen curling live before.
Absolutely. Great exposure for the sport, and anyone can come out here and watch it. You don't need a ticket.
Yeah, that's true. Curling Alberta has a booth set up for those that do pass by and are interested in joining a club in the area. They can find out where to contact to sign up. Shannon Clyburn, the chairperson of this event, put on a great event. Volunteers, it wasn't held by a curling club as it normally would, obviously, but still the volunteers stepped up here in Edmonton, as they always do, to help out with things like scoring, ice, the lounge.
No. Jordan. No, yeah. Yep. Sure.
Really nice draw in here by Ontario to lie 2.
And while we have a minute, you can check out all the scores at curling.ca/scoreboard. There you'll also find the playoff picture for the women's event, which is set. They begin tomorrow at 8 a.m. For the Ontario fans that are watching for the men, well, the women for Ontario have qualified. They'll play Manitoba in the morning. Quebec's women's rink are also through to the playoffs. They'll play host Alberta at 8 a.m. tomorrow as well.
Come on.
And the other teams to qualify, Nova Scotia, Meredith Harrison. She was Meredith Doyle, who won a Canadian Junior Championship a few years ago. She's into the playoffs to play Saskatchewan. And New Brunswick is going to take on BC in the women's side.
A little short's okay there.
Bit of a mistake by Quebec, but their rocks are so tight to the rings that they might be able to make a good run back here after Ontario throws another one underneath.
Sit.
Looking for this one to slow down.
Yep. Past it. Yep. Heart. Heart, heart, heart. Okay.
Oh, fortunate there.
Got it.
Got something out of it.
Yeah.
Still line 3 now. Trying to figure out which run back he likes best, I think.
It looks like he'll play the higher one. This is what the Quebec team excels at, is these run backs, big weight.
On the beat, buddy.
That said, they sure excelled at a few come-arounds early on in this game, too.
Absolutely. A lot of pressure on Ontario on the last end.
Dan Deward leaning on it to try and drag it out.
Great shot. They heard you.
Yeah, I didn't want to. As soon as you say that, you often jinx them, but
Quebec just rises to the occasion.
yes.
All right, this one right here. He's coming out.
This Ontario team, there's a few provinces that declare their winner for this in a provincial playdown more recently, and Ontario was one of them. They just won this their province just a couple weeks ago. So they've obviously curled together for a long time, but they were the Monday Night League champions, and just this October they went on a roll in Ontario to become the provincial champions. So not a lot of time to prepare, but a team like this obviously has a lot of experience together.
All that work you put into playdowns as well.
Good.
Is that prep work great for preparation for an event like this? Obviously a little bit more curl than a regular curling club, but everyone seems to be adjusting really well.
And we've seen some years too, those teams that are hot, they just won their province. You're riding that high of, you know, you barely have time to think that you're going to a national championship in a week or 2 weeks, that you're going to come in hot versus a team that maybe won last season.
Right.
Dan Deward with another big weight hit. Oh, almost gets all three.
Really close.
Thank you. I didn't want to catch that.
Greg's still struggling to catch rocks back there. Quebec can sure throw it hard.
Clean, yep. Yes.
Ontario hoping to lie 2 here.
Yes. Hard. Hard, guys.
Big scrub by the brushers.
Good. Nice sweep.
Little roll, but it will stay open.
Yep.
Bumper, Dan. Dan, bumper.
Yep.
About 3, Kev.
Be able to take advantage of his guards here and roll under and hopefully get a 2 here for Quebec.
Reste proche, Marc.
Close. Marc. Marc, ça presse. Ça presse. No roll.
It's going to roll to the outside. Will it be too far?
That's good.
Oh, he is shot.
Good enough. Really good spot, actually. The either or.
Normal or control?
Have you ever curled and
Worried about it really running.
been able
I
to
don't
hear
know.
Christmas carols? I don't know if that's coming through on the mics, but
Me, the edge.
I just thought of that.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
Yeah.
It would be a first for me.
Yeah. It's a pretty happening place tonight, and tomorrow will be even more so. If you're in the Edmonton area, it's free admission,
Try to roll
obviously.
in a bit, eh?
Santa arrives, I think, tomorrow as well, so you can bring your
Nice
kids
control.
out, Rachel, if you want.
Get Santa pictures and some curling in all
Curling,
at the
yeah.
same time.
Greg Balsden's team on Sunday took in some mini golf.
I didn't even know there was mini golf.
Yeah. I think there's 2 mini golfs actually in the mall.
Yep. Whoa,
way.
whoa!
I took my kids to Galaxyland here this
Yep.
summer.
Whoa!
The water park looked
That's
fun,
good.
but we haven't
Leave
had
it.
enough time to quite get there. Nice shot by Greg.
You'll see Quebec ignore those reds on the side of the house, and
Hein? On fait-tu le double? Si on fait le double, on roule up, ben bon.
talking
On
about
fait
the
le double, on
double,
reste sur le nez. On
maybe
est
blank
là.
this end. It's an odd end, so it's a good end to blank if they have the
Ouais,
opportunity,
mais
but
faut juste faire sûr, parce que si, exemple, là, si
potential
je fais
of
le double,
burying around and getting your 2 as well. So do you want 2 or do you want the blank, Darren?
Yeah, probably want
He
to.
wants the blank.
Yeah,
Gag.
we are in odd end, the 5th end here. Interesting to see Biron and Guibault interact. Jasmine credits Louis Biron, who is Marc-Antoine's father, as one of his biggest influences in his curling career. And Marc-Antoine is the second on the team, but as I said, does hold the broom for his skipper.
Okay,
And
let's go.
you can really tell it's a very tight-knit team. Friends on and off the ice.
Okay, boys, make it good. 4 secondes, là.
I think they might have switched their call here to come around and try and get there too.
Soft. Non, 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 non. Patient, les gars.
It's looking a little quick here.
Little spicy.
Really sweet, but
C'est un train.
he liked it out of his hand, but didn't stick around.
Right there. Or do you just right in there?
Well,
That's automatic. Unless it's over a bit.
well, is this the thing to do that or no?
Yeah. You gotta get one in here somewhere. Oh, are you saying right there?
Like I'm thinking
Or there?
somewhere it's not just, I mean, in the rough, I kind of give you there is space.
If it's hanging, like, try to leave it there if it's hanging, but if it's coming,
Yeah, sure. Still gotta make it.
Talking
yeah,
about
it's
maybe
not
just
easy
going
spot.
open, just
It's not a gimme.
biting the 8 foot so that it's
Well,
not an
well,
open
mine
hit
to
for
hang
Quebec
it
for
is
one.
there. But I hate to
So
throw in
also
the
talking
T-line.
about
What do you want to do?
if the weight's a little heavier than that, then bearing it around the
I don't
guards.
mind this. I don't mind this. I like right here. So he can't nose it.
It's,
Or do you want it right
That's a
in there?
good call. You've got to either go
Put it
way
down.
wide on that same side or
That's the
try
hang.
the other side of the sheet that we haven't seen.
Do you want to hang it wide open?
Quebec's lead
fully,
through
or
that
do you
side at
wanna
least this
just-
end, so Jasmine might have a good
take her in
guess
there,
at the left-hand
And he's
side
got
of the
to make
sheet
that
here.
double run. Or draw the side of the button. Because there's 2 different lines, right? I like hanging at top 8. If it's going, just if line's a little tight, you might as well take it to the T line. Got it.
They communicate well, this Ontario team.
It's good to have options. You're not going to throw 100% on all your rocks.
I like it.
Good to have the sweepers and thrower on the same page.
Top 8! Top 8!
Samoy and Talbot really leaning on this to get it to the
Gotta
rings.
get it in there. What'd you get? What'd you get? Okay.
Greg seemed a little baffled by the speed there.
On the nose.
Giving Quebec an open takeout here for their one. There is a blank, but pretty tough.
Control. Control it up. Okay.
Looking to get their one here.
Un peu moins. Very forward.
Seems to be a little bit straighter on hits.
Jasmine Guibault with his final stone of this 5th end. Looking to get a single.
Really leaning on this one.
Need to hold it. And it is good for a point, and it's 4-3. Ontario leads. They will take the hammer into the 6th end. We'll be back from the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship right after this. Welcome back to the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. We got a great game tonight. Ontario leading Quebec right now with an edge.
4-3.
Yeah, 4-3. Thanks, Rachel. Rachel Holman in the booth tonight, keeping me on my toes. And Kevin Menard's first stone will just stay in the free guard zone. Can update you, Alberta has racked up a lot of 2s. It kind of looks like a slot machine of 2s over there. It's 8-1 now. The host province is coasting their way to a playoff spot if they can continue that on Prince Edward Island. Men's playoffs, by the way, start tomorrow at 11 a.m. Mountain Time. And as we said, double knockout for the playoffs. So if they win, if you win your first game, you're on at 5 p.m. tomorrow, and a loss puts you also on at 5 p.m. But you get a second chance. Ontario Stone will slip back 8 foot, not where Greg Balsden wanted it.
Quebec trying to throw 2 centerline guards here.
Serré, 2,5, 3. 3. Faire le tour.
Non.
On est déjà là, Jess.
Yep. Yep. Go, Mark.
On est top 12.
Go, Mark. Go, 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 go.
A little bit deeper than they were looking for. A lot of good shots on every sheet here.
Yeah. Manitoba, we can update you, is taking to open up an even bigger lead now in Northern Ontario. Northern Ontario men are the bronze medalists from 2019, that team.
Easy.
But they're trailing now 8-1 after 5 ends.
Jordan, go. Keep it going. That's good. That's good. Nice shot.
Should also mention there's a lot on the line. Obviously, you're trying to win a Canadian championship here, and Ontario's looking to win its 4th for the province. Quebec would be its 1st for the men. But there's also a berth into next year's PointsBet Canada Invitational for the women's and the men's teams, as there was last year, and you were in that event, Rachel. And so pretty impressive these teams get a direct entry into that, and we see a nice shot there by Marc-Antoine. But really good exposure for them here at the West Edmonton Mall. But how about going on to play teams like Brendan Botcher, Brad Gushu, and on the women's side, teams like yourself and Jennifer Jones in that event next year. To be determined when and where it will be, but it is confirmed that the winners of this will head to that event.
Great opportunity and definitely a unique format for curling.
Yep. Whoa.
Yeah.
Yep.
Everest actually just announced last night to these players as well. They sweetened the pot and said the winner of this
Whoa,
will
whoa,
also
yep.
get a trip as a fan to either the choice of theirs, the Tim Hortons Briar or the Scotties Tournament of Hearts, or they can go to Las Vegas for a vacation. So, pretty sweet deal here if you're at this event.
See how big of a curling fan they are.
Yeah, yeah, right. But a lot of curling for these teams to get to that point still, and of course tonight a tight battle between two of the top teams that are here.
C'est sûr que c'est pas plus vite que ça.
Just la ligne. La ligne est belle. Heavy. Yeah. 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 Wow. 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 On est là. Wow. Curve. On est là. Curve. Make it curve. Okay, keep straight.
Just hang on to the back line. What's the most unique curling venue you've played in, Rachel?
Probably we just talked about in Vegas.
Yeah.
That was pretty unique.
Yeah.
Get to show up in flip-flops and shorts and
Did you ever leave? Yeah, you didn't. Again, you probably didn't need to leave the venue either for hotel and.
Yeah, just between the hotel and rink, there's just a little alley and kind of there all day.
Yeah.
It's really fun to be on the bench and cheering on. Got a spinner here.
We did.
On the end sheet, we got distracted.
Prince Edward Island with their last stone of the Canadian Curling Club Championship, and the skip from PEI tried to Jeff Stoughton, didn't quite get around, but
made the open hit.
He did. But that will mean, I believe, that Alberta has won that game and will book their spot in the playoffs.
Great finish by PEI.
Yeah.
Go around it. Go around it. Yep.
Quebec with some pressure here.
Yeah. Where's your favorite place that you've ever played?
Iceland.
Iceland.
Yes. Yeah.
Amazing.
We played in Northern Iceland just for a fun bonspiel a few years ago, and that was pretty awesome.
I'd love to go there.
But I also go back to that. I like playing in that bonspiel at the Buckingham Curling Club. Two-sheeter. It is the nice, beautiful curling club. So shout out to everyone at the Buckingham watching tonight. Agnes Charette it's basically her Hall of Fame with all her banners from women's and seniors, and I believe Jean-Michel Menard had played out of there as well. So, and of course this team will have a banner or two there. Nice double there to keep the shooter too. Ontario was actually sitting second and third shot.
Quebec electing to eliminate one of those fighters on the edge of the 12 and try and sit two here.
Whoa. Huh? Mark!
Oh, didn't think that was possible to roll it in, but
Just hit this thing.
does complicate things a little bit though at the back.
Yeah, I think the shot is still the same, but yeah, you got a few extra rocks in your sight line.
Tripping hazard sometimes too with the skip.
Being new to sweeping, I just like having no guards. Those are tripping hazards for me now.
Sure. Especially when you have logos in the ice, eh? You see that a lot.
Clean, yep.
I've definitely bailed on a few this year.
Whoa! Yes! Hard! Good.
Nice shot.
Marc, je pense que d'être filmé, c'est bon. D'être filmé, je pense que ça fait le job.
Au pire, un petit peu l'eau.
Un petit peu d'eau aussi, ça fait le job. Elle va rester droite en principe. Puis,
Nose are a little low, Quebec's looking for. Their specialty.
Yeah, big weight.
High hard one.
yep. Whoa! Yep! Yeah!
Just run to catch up to it.
Come on!
Oh, just papered by that.
Right? My fault.
Just missed the line on that one, I think.
Yeah, roll. I'd like to throw. I think normal would be easiest to control. I want to throw control, but like
Greg credits two of the greats from
too
Ontario
much?
as having a big influence on his career. He used to practice in high
I think
school
it'll be
with
fine.
Ed Wernick and Neil Harrison
I think it's too much,
on his
it's
lunch
probably
break at
good.
the Avonlea Curling Club. The old Avonlea. I don't know if
Just
you ever
normal.
played there. That's a unique venue. When it was around, it
Absolutely.
had, what was it? 16 sheet? No, it
I thought it was
had.
more than that.
Yeah, it was a lot of sheets on one side and a lot of sheets on the other.
More
and you
than
had
we
the
can
lounge in
count.
the middle, yeah. Greg now, as we said, is representing the Richmond Hill Curling Club.
Was it 16 sheets that we said?
I feel like it was, but
Hard
it
for
no
the
longer
thin double.
exists, unfortunately.
Whoa.
But
Yeah.
It's
8 on each side, maybe?
yeah, I think so.
That sounds familiar.
And
Okay.
the wrench had a lot of banners there. He will roll out, though. Another backline biter.
C'est un split pour deux, mais c'est ça. Un split pour deux. Puis rouler là, hein.
I was worried that if he hits that back biter, that Ontario will have that split on the top for two with
Contrôle, là.
backline or hack weight kind of shot. Really tough. I think you'd play it if you had to. But with Ontario, with control, I think the blanker one is good for them.
If he rolls out, would Ballston play it? Would he be smart to play it, do you think?
I think so, especially Quebec went up and showed him.
Yeah.
So
Showed me.
now it's in his sight line. And
Yeah, you and Jasmine saw it.
lots of experience, both of these teams, and know their strategy really well.
He might be rolling out. So
Able to hold it here. Great shot.
great shot. Powerful sweepers on both these teams.
Absolutely. I need to take some tips.
From what I've seen, you're doing
Down the
pretty
bottom
good.
of the hill a bit. That's why it didn't
Mixed
come up.
doubles and your
'Cause
new
he
lineup.
threw his tight and it didn't move.
Just riding the coattails of my team. That's all I'm doing.
The backswing by Greg
it.
Ballston.
I don't see that every day.
That was shitty slide.
Oh,
Whoa.
a
Didn't love
bad
his
swing.
slide.
Didn't like his swing, he said. Is he going to nose this?
Real bad slide.
So got held himself to one there, and it is a
5-3.
5-3 lead for Ontario, and the team from Richmond Hill will head to the seventh end here in Edmonton. Get yourself a nice car. You can get some great Black Friday deals here at the West Edmonton Mall. There's a car dealership in the mall.
Giving away Ferraris.
Yeah, but the Everest Curling Club Championship, they're going for gold here. And Greg Ballston and Jasmine Jasmine Guibault are on their way to the playoffs, but what position they head into it in is still to be determined tonight. These 8 end games.
It was an important one there for Greg, going up only 2 ends to go. I like your odds when you're leading by 2 and each team has 1 hammer. I don't want to speak too soon, though.
We have seen some wild endings to these games.
Yeah, by no means is Quebec out of it. A couple good ends here, and things could really turn around. So both teams kind of have to be sharp here in the last 2 ends.
Nice draw to start the end off. Top 4 foot for Trevor Talbot.
Should be close, Mark. Aligné bonne! Aligné bonne! Just the way! See! Pas trop close, Mark! Easy. Whoa. Et là, tu sais. Good shot, Kev. Au revoir, Kev.
Right.
Looks like the ice is holding up well. All
Yeah.
the speeds are the same as the beginning of the game. Phenomenal in them all.
Yeah, it really is. The air. I asked Greg early in the week. I said, "What's the airflow like?" And he said, "I have nothing. I have no control over it. Right? There's literally nothing you can really do in a mall. You can, there's the people coming, people going, doors opening.
Tight as it goes, boys.
We fortunately haven't had a lot of moisture in the air.
Tight as it goes.
You don't day to day in Edmonton get a lot of moisture in the air, but we haven't had very much rain or snow at all this week, so that's at least good. They're not bringing in a lot of moisture, but he can really just control what's on the ice and the surface, and him and his team and volunteers have done a fantastic job. Well, great start, though, for both teams this 7th end.
Gotta go, Mark.
Here, the Prince Edward Island fans give their team a cheer. They are finished their time here, but Alberta and Rob Johnson will book his team spot into the playoffs after a convincing 8-2 win. Kevin Menard-Stone will come up a little short.
Weight wasn't too bad, just over curled a little bit, and just that little bit light, and the rocks take off here on this surface. Got to be really precise with your draw weight.
This is the club championship, and Curtis Samoy is a lifelong member, essentially, of the Richmond Hill Curling Club. 29 years, all his entire career, he's been a member of the RHCC.
Trev.
That is more years than I've curled.
Yeah.
Okay. Yep. Oh, whoa. Just let it die.
This team alone has curled together 13 years together. 2 years they took a hiatus.
Back 8, Mark. Défends les angles un peu.
That's a long time in this sport.
Yes.
These guys are committed to their team and obviously paying off here with their experience and punching their ticket to playoffs.
Back line!
Oh.
Back line! Close! Yep!
Yep, hard kill.
Yep!
Hard kill.
Yep!
Hard kill.
Hard
kill.
They're going to hold this one to get by that top guard.
Hard kill! Whoa!
Kevin Menard trying
Great
to hold
sweep.
it.
Whoa!
Really nice shot.
Good.
Really good setup
Just
shot.
here, like.
You're not shot, but
Can't be
you're in
heavy.
front of your opposition's stone, and you can kind of see that outside yellow is queued up for maybe Jasmine's last at the end of this end. Ontario just looking to protect the center here and make sure that Quebec can't freeze another one on top.
Well, if you can. Off. Trevor needs to curl. Needs to curl, Trev. Close, Trev. Yep. Hard. Hard, Trevor. Go, 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 go. That's a nice shot. That's a nice shot.
I think so. Ça va un petit peu moins que l'autre.
Time out.
Our first time out of the game. Each team gets 30 minutes thinking time in this 8-end game. See what they talk about here.
Qu'est-ce qu'on fait avec ça?
Running that center line yellow rock
Pense que oui,
onto the red that they just threw
Ton back shake, encore
might be
une
able
fois.
to
Taper à
get
rouge,
both those
rouge,
reds
rouge,
gone.
Je pense que ça peut lancer un petit peu plus de rates, quand même.
Ben, elle est cachée encore. Elle est cachée comme mettons, 8. Comment t'as dit ça, peut-être? Il est à jaune?
There's that double on those, that red guard onto the top 12 and open up your yellow to be able to lie to. A couple different options. Looking at that double and then that yellow red.
Mais si on fait ça, lui, il pile un guard, en principe.
Si on fait ça, je suis pas certain. Oui, il va piler le garde. C'est sûr qu'il va piler le garde.
Great.
S'il pile le garde, I guess, on va faire bien ici.
Yeah.
Talking a few shots ahead here that if they make that red double and Ontario elects to peel their center line
And the red
guard,
Et en plus,
that he
en-
would
en
come
avant,
around
on va
that
s'ouvrir à
corner
trois
guard.
tantôt. S'il touche pas.
Yeah.
C'est sûr qu'il va aller piler le garde. S'il
Always
va piler
thinking
le
a
garde,
few
on va
steps
aller
ahead
vers
in
le
curling,
garde.
right?
C'est sûr.
Yeah.
Je pense
What
qu'il
you're going
va
to
le
throw,
garde.
but what you're going to leave the other team as well.
Tu frappes qu'est-ce que tu vois dans le fond. Au pire, allez, si tu frappes plus plein, là, c'est pas la fin du monde.
settle on the red
Ça,
double?
c'est correct
Je pense
aussi.
qu'une demi, c'est ça
I
fait la
think
job
so.
aussi.
Une demi
They're
fait la
worried
job,
about
oui.
stuffing it,
Thanks.
but the shot's definitely there.
Time back in. Both teams still have just over 6 minutes
OK, Marc, un bon lancer.
left, so they should be fine for time. That is something very unique as well. A lot of these teams are not used to playing on a time clock, even at their provincials, but that hasn't really been a factor for any of the games here this week.
Well, they're managing their time clocks really well in this game. Both 6 minutes left to play an end and a half, and that's plenty of time.
Whoa! Curve! OK, OK.
Yeah, that's 4 ends for Kevin Cooey.
Kevin Cooey's known for cutting it down to the wire.
Buzzer beaters.
Got a guard,
Thrown a
miss.
couple
Right
with
here.
5 and 3 seconds left.
So Quebec peels the top guard after all that.
I missed that red double.
Oh.
Ontario going to replace that guard.
Yeah, well, what?
Do have to make sure
Yeah, if you
to
can.
cover the top 12 red, otherwise there's a double there.
And let it die now. Sit. Yeah. No handle.
Yeah, soft release, you hear the players say.
And on curling ice, you could get away with those kinds of releases and still be able to manage them with sweeping, but with such curl in this ice, you have to make sure your releases are a little bit more crisp.
Yeah, really caught players in the first couple draws of this event for sure.
With all the experience, they're able to make that adjustment, but you might see a couple here and there just out of habit.
In the middle. Yep, yep, yep. Oh, yeah. Whoa. Whoa.
Big shot here by Dan Deward. 1, 2, and connects on the forefoot as well.
Probably didn't want to move that. Needed to hit it a little bit thinner to avoid hitting his yellow there. Now that it's not frozen on that red one, Ontario is free to
Easy.
hit it a little bit easier.
Clean. Easy. Easy. No. Trev. Trev. Just a little. Good. That's fine.
Great managing with that rock. To be careful with that back red, and did a great job throwing, sweeping, and line calling. Good team shot.
Pretty straight here, so stay close.
Close. Close. Yep. 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 Yes. High. Max, touch the first. Shooter.
We're real close to perfect there, but just needed to hit a little bit thinner to get that roll behind his corner guard.
Don't take too long. Just hit roll. Yeah.
Talking about the clock and making sure they're managing it, so well done by Ontario.
Control. Little less.
I can tell you that the stores here at the West Edmonton Mall have
Sorry, roll
closed
your
for the
way,
evening, and we
Curtis.
have our first
In
final.
the middle of the
Alberta
hole's fine.
is 10-2 winners over Prince Edward Island. New Brunswick is cruising to victory over on sheet B right now. They have a
Yes.
commanding lead on
Tramp.
Newfoundland and Labrador, and New Brunswick is already in the playoffs.
Okay. That's fine.
Ontario
Nice
sitting
sweep,
2 in
boys.
our feature.
So,
Manitoba looking pretty strong against Northern Ontario as well.
Yeah.
8-3 for Manitoba.
Yukon still hanging on in their game against BC. BC game doesn't mean anything in terms of playoffs for Yukon, but BC needs to win for that team to play tomorrow in the playoffs. 7-4 BC right now is in the 7th end. BC with hammer.
Yep. Close. Close. Yep. Whoa. Kevin.
Where will this yellow go? Will it hang on?
Come on back.
Oh, little
we're
spin at
lying
the
one.
end. But you hear Greg said they are lying one, Ontario.
You can't give him a any chance for 2. Can you?
So it is a
Like,
final on
try
sheet
to go
B.
here.
New Brunswick will
Somehow he makes it.
win 8-2.
Oh, okay.
And they could finish as high
Well,
as
I gotta lob it
second.
in here, then.
If Ontario wins this game,
fine.
Ontario will get
I-
first
well,
in this
I
pool,
like it.
and New Brunswick will get second,
Just I
and
want to know
Quebec
if
will get
it's
third.
a smart play.
I'm fine with it.
Need a coach
Gotta be
timeout
full
here
eight,
to
right?
give him some confidence to throw this.
Yeah,
Full 8.
teams are allowed to bring a coach. Some of
Gotta
them
be
do have
full
a coach. Some of them have alternate
anywhere.
players.
Try for top full 4. I don't want to pop out the other side.
Okay.
4-0.
Coming around here will put some pressure on Quebec.
Big shot for the Ontario skip.
Come on, boys. Come on, boys.
Drag it, guys. Let's go.
Come on.
They haven't lifted
Gotta
their
go.
berth at all. It's big scrub
Come
here.
on.
Greg giving some encouragement there.
Come on.
Keon will jump in.
You're good. You're good. You're
Really
good.
close
You're good.
here.
Nice
Great
sweep,
sweep.
boys.
Yeah. Great spot.
Ça.
Might have left the double for Quebec.
Parce que de la pine, c'est tough.
It is a high guard. Yeah.
Grosse demi, Jeff. C'est tough. Je pense qu'il faut faire ça de même.
It's pretty tough though, and Quebec definitely needs to score. Can't give up a steal here.
Ouais, j'avais pas vu ça. C'est à peu près une demi-pierre.
Half a rock does it.
Demi-pierre avec bumper. Un tiers, Jeff, pour faire les deux. Peut-être qu'il est là, le double pour 2. Un tiers. Le double pour 2.
Avec, c'est quoi, un tiers?
C'est un tiers, ouais.
So you have to throw board, mettons?
Bombe,
Bomb. Penses-tu rester?
j'espère.
OK.
Si je m'en viens dedans,
Ouais, c'est vrai.
peut-être qu'elle va finir ici, là, tu sais.
Yeah. OK.
On est all-in, comme on avait dit.
On a quand même 6 pieds à rouler, là.
Ouais.
6-7 pieds.
Tu sais, je
Annie
frappe
does the
un tiers de pierre.
Ouais, puis tu vois une grosse demi.
OK, fait que je suis correct. Fait que, bumper comme ça, je pense, Marc.
Looking to throw a lightweight double here to make sure he saves his shooter for 2. Talking about going all in to get his 2 here.
OK, boys. Ball to bump.
Yeah.
Ball to bump. On fait double. On va essayer d'espérer. Rester là. Shot.
Yeah.
Is that enough, Dan?
Ah, je pense qu'elle va tenir un bout.
Hoping his shooter will stay,
Yeah.
but
Bump, oui, avec less than bump, je pense que ça t'en prend un peu plus.
not an easy shot here. That's
Tu
for
donnes
sure.
ta plus?
Full team input a lot from on a lot of shots from Quebec. You heard Jasmine ask Dan about the ice there. I believe last time they were here in at the club championship,
Easy ball.
Dan was the third that held the broom too. So
Whoa!
yeah.
Whoa! Yep! Whoa! Yep! Yep! Yep!
Close. Get both.
Just overcalled it a little bit.
Stuffs it. Oh. And it's a steal of one for Ontario. And a 6-3 lead as we head to the 8th end here at the West Edmonton Mall. We'll be back for the Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. Welcome back inside the Ice Palace. It's normally hockey and figure skating and all sorts of other activities, but for the first time in a couple decades, it is curling, and it's the Everest 2022 Canadian Curling Club Championship. We're in the 8th end here. Darren McEwen with Rachel Holman as we get set for the finish of the final round robin game. We have Ontario leading 6-3. On Quebec. We have another two teams that are off to the lounge tonight. The lounge is at Mr. Mike's here in the West Edmonton Mall, big supporter of this event. It was Manitoba with a victory over Northern Ontario. Both those teams, though, will be back in action tomorrow at 11, so probably not a late night for them tonight.
Probably one to socialize and then maybe call it a night. Their hotels aren't too far away.
They're not. They don't have to drive or anything.
No traffic.
No.
So the women's playoff starts tomorrow at 7 a.m.?
8
8 a.m.
Yes.
7 would be early.
The deals start at 7 a.m. 7:30 a.m. practice. I've never been inside a mall on Black Friday, let alone for 5 draws of curling, but we'll be here. Jennifer Jones will be back in the booth tomorrow, calling the games, and it should be an interesting one with women at 8, men at 11 a.m.
Thanks. So close.
Teams get 2 chances to get through the playoffs, double knockout.
We're here.
So you're down 3 Quebec after a chance for 2 there in the last end, but it was a tough shot.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Give me this.
Shoot fast. Like, this is not what we're wasting time on.
They are throwing it through.
Yeah, hook the shoot. Sorry,
you can find all the playoff matchups in the next probably hour or so at curling.ca when we get sorted out who plays who. But if Ontario can win this, they will play the 4th place team in Pool B, which would be Alberta if my napkin calculations are correct here in the booth.
Only a couple coffee stains on that napkin.
Yes, a few.
Sorry, Kev. Good throw.
Kevin Menard with 2 corner guards.
Good.
Greg forgetting about the 5 rock rule there. Just trying to see if his team's still awake. They are.
Ces shots-là, si je shot plus, on fait double, on prend 2.
I think as a skip, it was easier with 4. When you it was just easier to count, figure out what's left.
There are 2 guards I can hit now.
Yeah.
I've definitely forgotten a few times myself.
Line's great.
And we have had some unique situations this week, Rachel. We had a tie measure, which resulted in a blank end. in a 7th end. We had a 3-way measure earlier today. Oh, just missed the tick there. And we had a hog line measure, which I'd not seen before.
That's
an
all right.
actual measure with a square,
Really?
which is new this year. So,
Okay.
yeah, some unique things.
Is that what they're using for the tick rule as
Yes,
well?
exactly.
The no tick
yeah.
rule?
So they're now also able to use it for the hog line. So.
Oh, great. We had a tie measure at the points bet.
Did you?
No, one of the slams this year. Something I've never seen.
Yeah.
Good push.
Yep.
And it always seems to be in like the 7th, 8th, 9th end when that happens too.
Yeah,
It's
it was
like,
late.
Yeah, super consequential to
Yeah.
the score. And
All the way. Come on, get hard. Coming down.
I think they measured it 6 times. And
yeah.
Ben oui, on perd 6 pieds au rapport acculé.
Ouais.
Quebec's playing with some guards, but those two are awfully tight to last out here for Curtis Samoy. So a timeout, Ontario's first called of this game. First called timeout.
might want to go look at that angle to make
think
sure you hit it in the
If
right
you
spot.
hit this hard, it could spin behind that. Do you just
Important
kill
double
the one?
here.
Do you give that a try? I don't think you give that a try. Do we want to try to get them both, or do you nose it and get rid of both yellows? I just hate to hit it thick, roll this and that roll with it. I'd rather just get rid of one. What do you think? Just rip one.
Not a bad thought. A miss hit here could leave 3 guards.
Now, for fans in British Columbia that might be tuning in, things are getting tense on the sheet beside us. The Yukon just stole 3. And it is now a 7-7 game between British Columbia and the Yukon. And if BC wins, they're in the playoffs. If they lose, it's a bit of a tiebreaker matrix thing that my napkin is long gone on figuring out. So
Not enough napkin.
yeah, and I did hear the Ontario team point that out as they were chatting at this end, that things have tightened up on that sheet.
Like you said, some wild finishes
Yeah.
here.
Steal a 3, 7-7, wow.
Never out of it.
Curtis Samoy now being asked for clean things up at the front.
Yep. Hard.
What happens with these rocks?
Yeah, exactly what I said. It's not the end of the world.
Not ideal, but still got rid of one of the guards there. It's definitely what Greg was worried about.
No, it'll be the same as what you just threw. Même chose tu viens de lancer.
Sounds like all the paths are really similar, even in late night Edmonton Mall ice. It's, they've done a phenomenal job with this
Real
ice.
tight. Like I'm only dans la maison. Dans la maison? Oui, T-line. OK. T-line. Yep. Yep. T-line. Yep. Put it up. Push it back. Push it back. Hard. OK, let's wait. It's all right, Matt. Job.
Give me this. Okay. If you get that, it's not the end of the world. Here.
Greg just looking to eliminate one of those yellows, whether
Yeah,
it's the
I
one in the
like it.
house or the garden.
Okay. Oh, you're gonna have to hook that.
Hasn't quite released it and getting...
Really gotta curl.
Some guidance from your skip.
Clean up. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. 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 I like it.
Maybe he hurt him.
Yeah.
That was pretty.
I think we should get Greg up here. I mean, he's going to be busy probably for tomorrow. Who knows? But
We got to put a mic on him.
yeah.
Oh,
Direct line to the booth.
OK. Ben, faut croire que non, c'est le cas. Looks like a lot of ice.
On est où? Wait. OK, close. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Go. Yep.
Looking to maybe tap back some of these reds and leave them as catchers behind their yellows.
Was he playing the top one, Rachel? Did you see?
I think he's trying to move these reds back a little bit, so if the doubles aren't automatic. If he had killed that red and
Try for the hole or on the
gone all
nose
the way
with
through
Peel.
the house,
Okay. Lose this one.
the double would have been a lot easier. But now Ontario has to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah. No.
I have to go pretty thin here to get it over the top of that back red one.
Jordan
Clean,
Keon
yep.
with his
Yes. Yep.
Looking to
final
move,
stone of the 8th
whoa.
end.
looking to move 2 yellows out of the rings here.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Close.
Oh,
Nice.
really thin.
Wow. Gets them
I should have
both.
called in.
So Quebec will now need to make everything count to tie this one up. They do have rocks behind the tee line to work with, but it's a big hill to climb here.
Oh, ça en prend ben, ça en prend pas mal moins.
Not quite Everest.
Okay.
I think that was your best one of the night.
All right. 8th end. He's coming. Dan Duarte with his second stone of the 8th.
La place encore. T'aimes ça? Patient. Patient. A de l'air fort ici. Where? Tu connais? Backline, OK.
So a little heavy on this
Let it
one.
die, let it die, let it die. Let it die,
Coming
let it
in
die.
nice though.
Good shot, Dan.
Heck of a shot.
Worked out.
Yeah, wow.
That's going nowhere.
Yeah.
Sweepers thought it was
That's
back
going
line.
nowhere. So Peel wait.
What are you trying to do?
I think just fly it. Yeah, stuff it there and fly it.
Okay. I like it.
Or do I try to do it that way and get them moving?
I can tell you that British Columbia is
I like that
pretty
better.
good situation in their game
Because
right
if you
now.
stuff it there, it
They are,
may lock on the
They
corner
do
and then
have
it may
hammer,
not go
but
underneath.
a few reds are in the house. You can see in that overhead there. Trying for that 4th and final playoff spot in this pool.
All right. Same line as my frickin' Peel attempted in 6. Let's try to slide on this side of center line.
Will we get the backswing?
Stabbing it that way, lose both
I
reds.
think so.
Yeah.
It's coming.
Ideally, it should even spin up T-Bot's way, but it's you won't be able to sweep it, T-Bot. I'll tell you right now.
T-Bot. There we go. Greg Ballston with the backswing.
Yep.
In the commentary
Oh, yep,
halfway through the delivery.
Yep. Yeah.
Wow, look at that go.
Yeah.
Lose them both.
Spins up.
Good enough. Just really need to get rid of that backing. Greg should have an open hit on his last one. Beck trying to prevent that, so trying to maybe move that red behind his yellow, so it's a little bit of a trickier shot for Greg on his last.
So for streaming tomorrow, we talked about the 5 games. There's 3 of them that will be streamed. We will begin coverage on here on YouTube and tsn.ca at 11 a.m. Mountain Time in the men's first round, and then 2 p.m. will be the women's second round of the double knockout, and then we'll be back at 5 p.m., which looks like it's probably going to be a men's game. I'm going to say men's game. I'm looking at this draw. But yeah, you can find all the scores at curling.ca/scoreboard as we watch Jasmine Guibault's first stone of this 8th end. Needs to get 3 to tie it up.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, go, go. Go, 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 go.
Really
Head down.
sweeping to get this there.
Head down. Line's really good. Head down. Head down. Good sweep. Good sweep.
Calling their second timeout.
Yep. This Ontario team's had a good game. I will say that Quebec gave them some good ends. It was really a seesaw first half of the game with Ontario being strong in the first couple, and then Quebec really turning things up in the, what was it, the fourth end, and back and forth to start. But
Nose are high side.
Ontario got the better of them, I think.
Definitely a TSN turning point shot by Greg in the fourth end to save his team.
One last backswing. Make it go away. And he will clean this down there, and Ontario's Greg Balsden will be the victor tonight and secure first spot in the Pool A at the men's division. As we watch handshakes, Quebec will finish in third spot in the pool. And Rachel Holman, I want to thank you so much for joining us today here at the Everest Curling Club Championship. It's been a pleasure. Wish you all the best this season. It's a heck of a season to start with.
Thank you. Yeah, it's been great, and this is really fun to be a part of. Thank you for having me.
We'll be back tomorrow with playoff coverage here at the West Edmonton Mall in the Ice Palace at the 2022 Everest Canadian Curling Club Championship. For Darren McHugh and Rachel Holman, good night.